What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 70 of the Taste Cast, our weekly podcast where we talk about things, react to things, do a bunch of random shit. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
A quick reminder, you have 1 week left to play Heavy Rain and Absolver, both offer free on PlayStation Plus. Play those, come back next week. For Plus Club, we'll talk about what we thought of those games. Let us know what you thought of them. Can already tell you, Heavy Rain's still giving me problems, so hopefully I'll get a chance to fucking watch Chevy play that if he ever gets around to playing it. Also, we got to get around to playing EDF, our game of the month. Make sure to come back at the end of next week to talk about that as well. It's a really fun game. EDF stands for Earth Defense Force 4.1, the Shout into Despair. Despair. Can't talk. Yeah. And also, we have Discord. Link down below. Go check that out. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. And we're on almost all podcast platforms, Spotify, iTunes, all that shit. If you want to listen to us, you can go down below, click the link, and listen to us if you prefer that. And if you're listening to us and you want to check us out on YouTube, I'm going too fast. Come to YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming and check us out. With every Taste Cast, we typically start with talking about what we've been playing. So who wants to start?
I think I've only been playing two things, so that'll be a pretty quick one. So I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World with Chris. So, sorry. Taking one from your list there, sorry.
You're taking one from mine, too.
Yeah, but we did knock out a bunch of the event quests that I have kind of missed out on over the last couple months because I haven't been able to play too much. And then I think now we're all, at least you were probably already caught up, but I'm all caught up minus the actual like cosmetic. I think it's like the diver suit or whatever. But yeah, still fun. I am very rusty apparently because I was fighting. I can't remember the name of the quest, but it's where you go to Rotten Vale and you fight all four of them. Usually one of the best ways to get like gold crowns and stuff. So then they're fighting. Oh God, Radobon, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole time, he's like just doing his normal thing or whatever, and I'm using the hammer, and I'll start charging. All of a sudden, he'd hit me, and I go flying, and he hit me, I go flying. God, I can't dodge in this game anymore. What the hell? So apparently, I need to warm back up to fighting more aggressively in that game. So
yeah, I can't imagine what it would even be like for me if I hop back in there because it's been so long since I've played it, But I mean, after a while, once you just get used to the floating around thing, it's all kind of autopilot from there. So, so what else?
I killed the Arc-Tempered Kieran the other day. Finally.
You said you got one win, right?
What was the first part?
Arc-Tempered Kieran.
Yeah, what's the arc part?
It's the newer level of tempered, so it's like it's like a G rank hunt, but you're in like high rank armor, so it's like really, really rough.
Yeah, I've heard people on Twitter describe it as if you were doing a G-rank fight, but you don't have G-rank armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Killed him twice now, finally. Out of like 2 times out of like 30.
I was talking to Josh at work, and he got one Valhazak kill of the arc-tempered version of him. Good Lord, I hate that. The Omega set. Good Lord.
Josh still plays?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Sneaky.
But he said they also added a new move to him. So when he falls down, when he gets up, he'll like use his breath to like pick himself up, I guess, and instantly create a cloud around him.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I've
seen that.
That's what he said. I haven't witnessed it. What now?
I use bows at this point, so I just stay away from everything.
Oh, wow. I've noticed a lot of people in gifts and stuff like that when they're doing like that or like Golden Devil Joe. They always are using a bow. So it's like no one wants to get close to these fucking things.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. They're not cuddly.
Though I have seen some people who are pretty gross with like certain melee weapons that are literally just dancing around people's feet, not getting hit and stuff. So it's pretty crazy. I'm not at that level, especially now.
You're gonna do the fucking Luke Skywalker capoeira?
No.
You're sliding around with your back fucking bent backwards under blades and shit. Get sweaty and disappear into the ether forever. Okay.
No.
That's too bad.
And then the other game I've been playing is one that I played with you, which I can't remember the name of, but it's Dwarves in Space. Seth probably has the name of it.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes. 4-player co-op. You go very simply mining and killing bugs in a co-op setting where everyone's moves have synergy with each other, and you level up and try to do harder and harder missions with different variances of types.
It's a mix of like Minecraft and Left 4 Dead and Payday 2, which is a really interesting mix. I love this game. I've been playing it nonstop. I think I have like 20 hours into it so far. Yeah, there's four little dudes. They're all little. They all say rock and stone, and rock and stone to the bone, and fucking for Carl. I've heard that so much now. Fucking,
I don't know who Carl is.
Yeah, who the fuck's Carl? Apparently, they do things for Carl. Maybe he's that asshole who's like, don't kick the barrels.
He's the boss.
They're not saying like Jarl.
No, Carl.
No, they say Carl.
K.
K-A-R-L.
That's quite a stretch if you turn K into a fucking Jarl.
I mean, I've heard weirder things.
I mean, I've seen Gaelic names, and those are fucking intense. Yeah, you've played this. I've played this. It's awesome. I love it. Not a game I could play by myself.
No.
It's such a team-oriented game. Very fun, though. You get these really cool instances of just, not instances, they happen all the time, but fucking you're sitting there like tink, 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 and there's like this relaxing, like, feeling when you and like 3 other people are just in a cave just mining away at shit, and and you're just progressing, and then it's like, oh fuck, a swarm's coming, and you gotta like get ready to like fight off the swarm or whatever, and it has a good kind of polarity between like I said, like feeling like you're playing Minecraft and then having to get into like more of a Left 4 Dead mindset. Procedurally generated maps, they're timed, they disappear after a while. You go do them, and yeah, I really like it. 4 classes: engineer, gunner, and 2 others, scout, and driller. Yeah. So far, I'm just explaining this to you guys because fucking I want everybody to play this. Driller drills, obviously, really well. Has a flamethrower. Is that what he does? Flamethrower is really efficient at killing groups or whatever, which is awesome. I think drill is probably the most useful of the 4 classes. And then engineer is a really useful class. Can shoot platforms for people to stand on and jump on. Really useful to kind of change the terrain in that aspect. Also has sentry guns. His guns are kind of okay though. He has a shotgun and a grenade launcher, both in which I don't really care about. But the sentry guns are really good, especially when the swarms come. Scout is really good to be on your own. You run like around with a grappling hook. You can get around faster than anybody. If someone falls down a ravine, you can like shoot down into the ravine with your fucking grappling hook, get down there faster than anybody to get them back up. So they're really good at getting around. Also have a light gun, which is really important in that game because that game is dark as fuck. You have a little flashlight that goes, I don't know, fucking three dwarf feet. They have different measurements for their size. Because yeah, it's not very far. And then yeah, you have flares you can chuck, and then you can upgrade those and have them they last a little longer. But yeah, so having that gun that you can shoot and it just lights the room up, really helpful. And then yeah, gunner guns things has a big ass gun that shoots a lot of bullets, and then also has a really useful not grappling hook, like a zip line. Mm-hmm. You can go up and down on it, and it helps out a lot. So all of them, like you were saying, have really good synergy. It's hard to pick which one you want to play because they all are completely useful. So especially on the harder difficulties, if you're getting a group of people who are all doing their jobs the way they probably should be, it feels really good. The game's got a really 50-50 community, though, where, like, yeah, they're getting a room and people don't know what the fuck they're doing, or you get in a room where people think they're the only ones who know what they're doing, and they got to tell you what to do because you wasted 0.01 milliseconds doing something they thought you should be doing, and then they kick you, so...
Wow.
Yeah, there's some really elitist people in there. They're like level 20, which I think is the cap. It doesn't take long to get there, but they feel like they've been working, like they've actually been in those mines, and they want you to know that. Hey, what's going on, rookie? Like fucking.
I have the space lung.
Yeah.
Rookie.
I got the space dust lung. I've been down here 3 hours more than you. A true veteran. And then you get into groups. every once in a while that everybody's awesome, and that's when the game is at its best. I got into a group last night like that, and I didn't want to leave, but then some guy's like, I gotta go to bed, I got space lung, and so everybody stopped playing.
You know, that reminds me of that particular part you just said is I remember.
Space lung?
No. the party that was so good that you didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to play Final Fantasy 11 a lot. It was like, you know, hit or miss, elitist, new people, and every once in a while you get into a group, it just clicked. You get EXP like super fast, and you could tell like no one wanted to leave because it was just working.
Dude, yeah, it's such a weird sensation in games when everybody's just on the same page of like, this is the best group that ever was.
Yeah,
how can we end this?
I remember sitting there for like, God, it must have been like 5 or 6 hours with this one group. And finally, I had to be the guy to be like, I have to work tomorrow, guys. I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep. I'm sorry. I got to go.
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
So, but yeah, no, that's always a great feeling in any co-op game. Finding that, you know, just especially when you're playing with randoms, finding a group of people that just click. Yeah, it's hard to like get away from that once you get it. So,
Well, yeah, because like they gotta be not assholes. They gotta be like decent people, and then like understanding the game and having like enough skill to just work together, which is awesome. Because even, I mean, I run into nice people all the time, and I'm not talking shit about them, but like in that game, they're like, okay, guys, what do you guys want to do? And we're all like getting swarmed and shit. I'm like, we gotta kill these things. And they're like, okay, what next? I'm like, just fucking kill the things, dude. Like, and then they're like running around. They're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh no,
Ooh.
I don't want to be the tutorial for you. But yeah, it's just funny. Like that's one of the games that you definitely appreciate the co-op in. They did a really good job on that. Also, the procedurally generated biomes is really neat too, because I've seen some caves that I fucking hated, and then I've seen some caves that are really cool.
my fucking introduction to that game was a cave that was garbage.
Yeah, the first 3 caves I had were all like really easy and nice, and later like they just got huge and vertical and shit. And I was like, okay, this fucking, we out here now. This is fucking crazy.
You know, I think we were in a magma cave, and that was the one where we got in that fucking tunnel, and Josh ended up fucking going down because a bunch of bugs blew up on him, and then it exposed the magma underneath him. So he was burned to death. And then I picked him back up, and he couldn't move, and he burnt to death the second time.
That reminds me, well, in Minecraft, you fall in lava, you fucking go,
Yeah, it's over.
and just pop. Remember fucking someone fall in lava and going, bye bye, and fucking just disappeared. And I was like, oh god, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're liking it?
For the most part.
Not as much as me. I fucking love it.
Definitely
I fucking
not as much as you.
love it.
There are things about it I like. There are things about it that drive me crazy, and they are constantly clashing with each other the whole time playing. So I'm just
What drives you crazy?
mostly confused. It is
It's too dark.
It is dark. However, they're very generous with light, so it's not a huge deal actually. But I don't know. I don't feel like any of the characters like are working for me. I think is my biggest problem. Like all 4.
You know what you need to do? Do you ever feel like you can't aim?
No.
Or are you aiming just fine?
I'm aiming fine.
Really?
Yeah.
That game has a weird fucking like dead zone thing and mouse speed accelerator that makes the game feel really floaty, something that I feel in Ubisoft games a lot.
Yeah.
And you just turn all that off. Turn the smoothing off, turn the fucking acceleration off all the way, 0. Turn off the fucking whatever the other thing I said was. And it'll be, when you move your mouse, it moves to the same speed. Because I hate that shit when they fucking, like, that game has it. I had to turn it all off. Just like I said, in Ubisoft games, like, they got, like, that acceleration shit. I'm like, turn that off. I just, like, when I fucking move, I want it to move where I moved.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that smoothness. I don't need that. I played Quake. Like, I don't need that shit.
No, I think the biggest thing is because all the characters are designed to intentionally complement each other, that they also have inherent things about them, that are obviously aren't as good. And I think the biggest problem I have is the characters whose abilities I like, I hate their weapons. and then the characters' weapons I like, I'm not necessarily a fan of their
You
abilities.
you need to play longer to upgrade the weapons though, because it makes a big difference. So like the scout has the machine gun. I just unlocked the fire rate and the armor piercing.
I like his gun though.
Sure, but I'm just saying it's a disgusting gun now.
Yeah.
So all the weapons do that. It's like the C4. I hate the C4 at first. When you upgrade the blast radius, it makes way more sense for tunneling and shit.
Yeah.
You get like a big spherical hole, versus like a little knock out of the wall. So it makes a big difference. Shotgun for the engineer is shit. When you increase the fire rate on it, it makes way more sense because you're just putting in, and then later you can upgrade. I don't have it yet because you upgrade weapons by money and resources. You have to go mine shit. You can also buy the resource, which I like a lot. So if you have a bunch of gold built up, but you're not finding that fucking resource, you can buy it. But yeah, you can increase the pellets as well, so you're doing more damage. So yeah, definitely upgrade some shit when you play longer, because I think I played like the one time pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, things get a lot better. And I want to see how you're using that flamethrower, because that flamethrower is fucking OP.
I don't think it's a matter of how I'm using it. It's a matter of I don't think it's fun to use.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's hard for me to want to learn to use it when I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my struggle with the game. I don't think it's a bad game. I'm having issues with it. So
Just gotta play it longer. Well, you play anything else?
nope.
No? Okay, I'm gonna go into mine unless you want to go into yours, Chris.
Go for it.
All right. So I played that Deep Rock Galactic. I'll talk about it a little longer. It's really fun. Play it. You play as dwarfs. They're all really chubby. There's a cool jukebox that plays stupid music. I like that. And yeah, play it. I've been playing Earth Defense Force 4.1, which is our game of the month. So make sure to come back next week to hear a more broad discussion about it. But just real quick, I forgot how fucking fun that game is. I played it the other day because I was like, oh yeah, I should probably play this a little bit more for the channel. And I played for like 6 hours, and like 3 of those hours I was doing the same map over and over and over again, just grinding for gear. And you don't have to do that. I just did it because I do that in games. If I know I can get better shit and I can do this map over and over again, I don't care. Like I want that gear. So, and that game's got so many random fucking weapons in it that I've never even seen or can dream of. And I'll unlock a new weapon, I try it out, and I'm like, this thing is insane. I unlocked and we'll talk about it more, but there's so much to this game that I could talk about it a little bit. Still have plenty to talk about, but I unlocked a gun that's essentially this huge multi-grenade launcher, and when you shoot the grenades, they fly in every direction and they bounce off everything. And when they blow up in about 12 seconds, I'd say, maybe 10, they decimate fucking just like blocks of buildings. It's really dangerous though, because those things will bounce back. So you got to look out for these yellow balls that are bouncing all over the city. I just go chunk, and then I pull out my other guy, start shooting and shit, and I just watch the yellow balls bounce all over the place. All of a sudden, the whole game will lag for a split second. It's like, ugh, and then it goes, ooh, and all these buildings just fucking collapse, and it's really satisfying. But it's really dangerous. If you're playing by yourself, it's almost like its own game. It's like let's see how long I can survive shooting this fucking gun. I shot straight up in the air one time and I died because they just went everywhere. That's not a gun I think I would be using when other people are playing, because there's no way I'd be like, okay, everybody look out, I'm about to blow up this area.
Yeah, splash damage is fucking scary.
We'll kill you.
Yes.
Chevy this one time fucking drove his
I learned
tank
the hard
up.
way, yeah.
Chevy's like, oh, I got a new tank, and it's like this giant tank the size of a building, and he's just rolling in. I remember I'm shooting at enemies, and out of the right corner of my screen, I see a giant barrel enter like 50% of my screen. And he goes, ooh! And fucking the whole screen just went fucking white, and I just died instantly and went flying. So, yeah, that game is ridiculous. But it's very fun. Looks like shit, but that game does not have to look good. It's just fun as shit. So, we'll talk about that more. Last game that I've been playing this week, because I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic. Every time I get home, it's like, oh, I got a fucking mine. Danger Zone 2. We talked about that a little bit before last week, I believe. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that. Well, I bought it, and it's fun. Okay, so if you don't know what it is, Danger Zone 2 is essentially the crash mode from Burnout 3, where you went into a separate mode and you had to drive down a road and try and make as much damage as possible, and it had like multipliers for your score, and it had like smash breaker or whatever, where you blew up your car and you could fly into other smash breakers and blow up your car again and just try and rack up a crazy amount of damage. That's what this game is. You spend money, you get that mode. And I loved that mode, and it's very fun. I will warn people, though, it is only that mode. So I do think $20 is steep for that. It's not too bad for me, but if I'm thinking that, it's probably steep for a lot of people. So just think about that before you pick it up. But it has a lot of maps to play on it. It's very fun still. It's the exact same mode. I'm pretty sure whoever worked on Burnout 3 made this, because it's the exact same game. It's crazy. I like it a lot. I actually got the world record on one of the maps, which was crazy. I'm sure it's not there anymore, but I was like, wow, I've never done that before. I was just playing it, and all of a sudden I had like, I think 3,000 more points than the guy under me. I was like, oh shit. So that's pretty cool. But the game has only been out for a little bit, so like I said, that shit is gone. Somebody's definitely destroyed my record.
I'll say someone will see that and be like, I have to be
and I'm
there.
I've never been. I'm a competitive dude. I'm not a worldly competitive guy. I'm not gonna train and fucking make sure I'm the best in the world at something. I don't care that much. But it's pretty cool. But yeah, the game's really fun. If you are really into that mode and you think $20 is worth it to buy that, I would definitely suggest picking it up. If you're on the fence about it, though, maybe wait for a sale or something like that, because I do think $20 is really steep for just that mode. I think $15 would have been a perfect price, but it's only a $5 difference. But still, like, it just seems high to me. So just trying to be try and give people that recommendation without just being like, go get it, because it's fun. Buy it. If I can buy it, I'm not sponsored by them, but buy everything. I was gonna be like, I'm sponsored by everybody. Buy it all, and then when they do it, give me that money.
Where's my sponsorship money? I said I was sponsored.
I told everybody that you're sponsoring me. That's how it works, right? And yeah, I think that's everything I've played. Just on a side note, I really want to play an MMO. Let me know in the comments what's an MMO I should be playing right now.
Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14. Speaking of that, we'll be watching a video of that very soon. I saw a quick glimpse of it just to see if the video worked, and I was like, that game, I forgot how good looking that game is. I like the visual style of that
every
game.
time I reactivate my account to keep the free company house.
Yeah.
I log in, I'm like, oh yeah, pretty.
Yeah. Just I was like, should I play Black Desert, start a new character? Because I tried to play that a while back, and I was like, this just isn't working. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It's a rough game to get into, I feel. Because I've tried twice.
There's just a lot of potential with that game, though. There's a lot of stuff going on in that game. So there's just, like, the UI is just fucking menus everywhere, though. I'm just like, there's too much to do in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like you said that I appreciate about it, essentially, and that it has
Visually,
showing
it's
for
beautiful.
it. But then, yeah, it seems like there's no, like, most MMOs are like, do this thing until you get used to playing the game, right? This game's just kind of like, we have a story you could do, but you also can just kind of go.
And you can hit a button and it'll take you there. You don't have to play the game, which I used to really hate that. But as I've gotten old and fucking decrepit and just ready to die, I'm just like, man, hitting this button's real nice. I can just, oh, there he goes. Look at that. Look at that. I don't have to press the W key. Look at that. That's great.
Yeah, kind of have an appreciation for it more now, too. I don't
really use it, but every once in a while, like, I'll be in my bag or whatever. I'm just like, go. And I'm just like, if I've been running back and forth in an area or whatever, like, I don't, it doesn't bother me. I do, just like fast travel too. Like,
that was what
fast travel kind of fucking has ruined a lot of open world games for me, because I miss the journey of those games. So I appreciate games that have some kind of caveat to being able to use it. Some games, like, you have to gain a certain resource to be able to fast travel, or you have to go to this point to fast travel. I don't mind that. That's fine. But yeah, when you can just be like, I'm in the middle of a fucking field and I need to go back town, boom, like that kind of ruins that whole journey. So
yeah, and it's funny because I remember even man, I've done this a few times. So I'm dating myself now. Back when I played
old and decrepit and ready to die.
When I played Dark Age Camelot, that was one of the first times I saw in an MMO where you could, like, taxi. You'd rent a horse and it would just ride you somewhere. You know what I mean? And both the Final Fantasy games do that.
When you can ride.
You really don't use it in 14.
Yeah.
But I think those systems are good as long as they're useful. I think in 14 it's completely pointless. But in most games, like especially in Black Desert, I like that, and I actually think I prefer it over fast travel, even though fast travel is quicker. I agree with you in the aspect of I miss out on the aspect of going on the journey. Because in Final Fantasy 11, you could only certain classes could make portals, and Vanilla WoW I think was like that too before they made it way easier.
I mean, yeah, mages are still the only ones who can portal people anywhere. But they changed a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Like flying, which was introduced back in Burning Crusade, is now locked behind an achievement for the newer expansions. So, like in Legion, you had to do all the main storyline, grind all the reps originally to Exalted, explore all the islands and all the content before you could even look at flying.
Okay, yeah.
It was such.
So they make you explore first.
Sure, but like it was so exhausting. Like I explored the world like 20 times over before I got flying. It was so exhausting.
Yeah, that's just a bad implementation of trying to keep you in the game longer. So I see it a lot in MMOs.
Hey, MMOs, I want to play one. Let me know in the comments what I should be playing. Chris, what have you been playing?
Speaking of MMOs, I've been playing World of Warcraft. Because the pre-patch for Battle for Azeroth dropped a couple days ago, and they changed everything. They did a major stat squish. So like item levels used to be close to like pushing like 1,000, right? Now average item level is like 150 on my characters, maybe 200.
Really?
So that's
huge.
Major stat drop. They normalized mobs and things like that too, so like everything's more balanced. So, like it's just not ridiculous doing like 4 million DPS anymore. I pushed maybe like 2,000.
You know why they did that? It makes their job easier. Yeah.
It's stupid how much like health and damage you were doing.
Yeah.
But
that crawl in all RPGs in general is just got to be maddening for programmers if the game goes on too long.
It doesn't feel bad though. It feels nice. It feels nice not to have to be like ridiculous numbers, and it feels like they said, it was going to feel like kind of like back in Wrath of Lich King where numbers are a little more balanced. So it does feel kind of like that. It's nice. They changed a lot of classes. A lot of skills have been changed and removed and reworked and things like that. They took away first aid, so you can't do first aid anymore.
First aid?
Yeah, it was a profession you used to have. You could level up to heal yourself.
Huh.
But no one can do that except for tailors now. Tailors get the bandages, and then the first aid profession is just gone.
Weird.
All those bandages for all those years.
Yep. Bye. Gone.
Why'd they do that?
I don't really know the reasoning behind it. I'm going to assume that it didn't really serve a strong purpose in the game, because like healing yourself with bandages is usually like something you would do like in combat. But then it has a debuff that you get applied that you can't do it again for a set amount of time. You take damage, you stop healing yourself, and out of combat, you just eat food to heal faster. So I don't think it was a proficient enough useful item or skill to have to keep.
Yeah. I feel like when I was playing the Bear Lord with the gun, fuck is that?
Torn Hunter?
Bear Lord?
No, it was an orc. His name was Chernobyl.
You had a bear.
Yeah.
So you were hunter, though.
Yeah, I was lording over him, so I'm the Bear Lord.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a class, right? I feel like I was using bandages with that motherfucker.
Probably everyone had access to them. So you pick up cloth, you make bandages, and you get a
so it's not a special thing.
very
They just got rid of
small
it.
hot.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it makes people who heal more important than if people aren't fucking sitting there putting little fucking Band-Aid brand fucking bandages on their titties.
Like an item you use when you're soloing, though.
yeah.
That makes sense too. I don't fucking know.
That was the only time I ever used them. I had so many in my
I'm just trying to join the
bank
WoW
that I
talk.
would have to sell them all or throw them away or whatever. So just vendor them. Okay, bye.
When I got back, or I didn't get back into the game because I played it for like 2 hours, but when I played it like a couple months ago, fucking I was a goblin, and their starting area is ridiculous. You're just in hot rods driving around honking and shit.
I actually don't like it.
And there's like a football field I fucked up and like a bunch of weird shit. I was like, what is this game? They're like, hey, Mac, fucking go kill those people. Fucking go disturb that football game and honk your horn and drive real fast. I'm like, all right, is this Hot Wheels the game? Like, I don't... Get in this Apache helicopter or tank or where the fuck it was and shoot shit up. I was like, this game's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It was interesting, though.
The first time.
Yeah. That was my first and only time.
That place is awful after the first time. It just takes
winding roads, man. I was like, this place is ridiculous. So I just took that free level, whatever the hell, and fucking started in on the last expansion, which is a lot more interesting. Felt a lot more intense and story driven. And less fucking, I'm a cabbie in New York, honking my horn and ruining pool parties.
Those are goblins.
Yep.
Goddamn goblins.
It's all about money.
All about the money.
Hey, it's all about money. Hey. That's goblins, right? Hey.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah.
I've also been playing Plus games. Played a lot of them the other day.
Okay. What are those? Heavy Rain and Absolver.
I keep calling it in my head. I'm like, Talking Rain, right? That's the game. Talking Rain?
Yeah, it's about
Isn't that a water company?
beverages.
Yeah. Sparkling water. Yep.
Are those still around? I remember those when I was a kid.
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah. Back then, like, I drank them like, this is fucked up. Sparkling water's come a long way.
Slightly flavored seltzer water is all
Yeah.
I use.
God, those taste like the 90s.
They probably just shoved way too much CO2 in them.
I think so, yeah. Because nowadays, like, sparkling water tastes like water, pretty much, which sounds weird because water has lack of flavor. But, yeah, just the perfect amount. Back then, it was just like, it tasted like metal.
They're forcing the bubbles in instead of figuring out how to just put some bubbles in.
Yeah.
Like our boss was talking, and this is completely off topic from games, but he has a like a kegerator, and so he's tried hooking up CO2 and nitrogen to it, and he was like, and it just always has this weird flavor. I've had it for years, and then I looked at it the other day, and there was a switch that I turned off, and it tastes great now.
Weird.
So it was a regulator for how much gas it was shoving in.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm around a lot of that shit. It don't taste too good.
No, I imagine opening a soda probably gives you some flashbacks
PTSD,
to work. Yeah.
PTSD. I get flashbacks. I freak out every time I open a fucking can of soda. I'm like, no!
I do this every day.
And then I just go and go back to playing video games. Every time.
So how are the Plus games?
They're good. Not going too deep into it.
Okay. Heavy Rain worked for you, though?
Yes, there's no floating bodies.
No. No fucking anti-gravity beds? My version's the best version. I got a claymation version and shit. He's fucking...
Nope, don't have any of those.
None of them. How far did you get into it?
I did... What did I just get to?
Jason!
I'm way beyond that.
Sean!
I just did the freeway. Does that
Okay.
ring any bells for you?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I remember the
Vaguely.
freeway.
No? Yes,
It's
no?
been a
I do.
long time since I've played that game. So
Have you crawled through glass?
No, I've not done that yet.
All right.
And then, without spoiling anything, obviously, how far in Absolver are you?
I got to the point where I ripped out my internet so I didn't have to play with other people.
You know there's an option in the actual options to play offline, right?
What?
Yeah.
I
that's
couldn't
how I've
figure
been
it
playing.
out.
It's literally,
I
it's a
tried.
toggle. I don't want to play online. That's it.
I saved it so I have proof, but fucking, I had like one guy attack me and I beat the shit out of him. And then a second person came running up and I killed them. And then a third person was walking by, so I just killed them. It had nothing to do with anything. I was just like, ah! And I fucking started hitting them and killed them. Then a fourth guy ran in and I fucking killed him. And I was like, I'm invincible. And then when I stopped recording, I ran off and I died. Like some guy just ran up and killed me. I was like, this game's fucking kill or be killed, man.
The only reason I unplugged my internet so I didn't play with other people is because I was running around and some guy wasn't loading properly. So all I saw was his weapon just floating through the air, trying to beat me. I was like, I'm not going to play against this because I couldn't target him.
Predator? You don't want to fight
pretty much.
Predator?
No.
Why not?
Seems a little unfair.
But if you beat him, then you're like, I killed Predator. Have you? And they're like, no. I'm like, then you can't talk.
I mean, technically, Arnold didn't even beat Predator. Technically.
He didn't? Okay, yeah, he blows himself up. Spoiler alert. Oh, I never saw Predator, man! Sorry.
Movie's like 800 years old.
So yeah, it came out 801 years old ago today. Happy birthday, Predator.
I know I was talking with Paul about Absolver a little bit. And
that guy, Paul, if you're listening to this, I know you like to listen to this, and if you're watching it, fucking hi.
Hello.
That guy came up at work, and he heard me listening to the podcast, because I do that, and he's like, what are you guys talking about video games for? What do you know about video games? I was very deeply insulted. So I responded. I was like, yeah, I've never played one before.
Ever.
And that was the end of that conversation. And then I just cried inside. It's like, Paul's mean.
I'm not going to tell his whole story, but essentially he was saying his
life story.
His experiences on Absolver Online. He said a lot of times there's you know how like in Dark Souls, like you'll go up to people and occasionally like they'll do emotes before they fight, type of thing, so they're not just trying to murder each other. Seems more sportsmanlike or whatever.
I've seen those YouTube videos. I've never experienced it though.
Well, so I guess in Absolver, he's like, there's essentially there's two kinds of people, because you can pick people up after you beat them. So they'll beat you, and then they'll pick you up, and then it's all good or whatever.
Yep.
Or they'll, they won't, and then you're like, okay, well that guy was an asshole essentially. So
more times than not, people do get me up after they beat me. So I think there is that one option. I think is a really cool option because it does still keep the community friendly, because if someone gets me up, I've never hit somebody after that.
Yeah.
Like if they beat me and they get me up, we'll stand there and we're both just looking at each other. I'm like, and then they turn around, we just keep going.
One a huge part of that too is by fighting each other, you're presenting the opportunity to learn moves off each other too.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to talk about Absolver too much. I just kind of want to share that. That was interesting to me because I haven't played online. I played offline. So
a lot of the people in this one area, well, it's one of the first areas. I punched them into the water, so like there's no getting them back up. They're lost.
They're gone.
David Jones' locker. There's this one dickhead who came up and fucking stabbed me with a broken bottle, and I fucking beat his ass. And we're near a spawn point, and so I killed him. And I didn't get him up because fuck him. And all of a sudden he goes and just comes out of the spawn point. He instantly is just running at me again. I was like, fuck. I started fighting him. And then I run up the stairs. He chases after me. I'm fucking fighting him and shit. And I punch him. And he flies into the ocean. And I was like, I'm getting out of here because he's gonna respawn and run at me again. And I don't want to perpetually just be fighting this dude forever. Like he's
till he gets his one win, and then he's like, I have to go home.
Yeah, and he's gonna log out. Fuck this. I won by. There's this one guy I knew back in the day who would come over and play video games, kind of an awkward dude. And we would play DOA 2. And I was back then really good at DOA 2. And we'd fight over and over and over again. Maybe it was fucking Soul Calibur. It's one of those games I was pretty good at. It wasn't Street Fighter. I'm not good at Street Fighter. But we're fighting. And like it was like, I think like 30 or 40 matches in, I'd won every single one, which isn't fun for anybody who's just winning. Like, but he's like, all right, keep going. I'm like, okay, and we'd fight. He's like, all right, keep going. So fucking on one match, finally, I kind of like relaxed. I didn't give it to him, but I wasn't playing really hard. And he beat me. I'm like, all right, you wanna go again? And he stands up, puts the controller down, stands there and stares like blankly into the TV. He's like, I gotta go home. I was like, what? And he's like, I gotta go home while I still have my dignity. And I was like, okay. And then like he walked out the door and left the house. And I was like, I can't imagine being like that.
Yeah, that was weird.
He still lost like 30 times. Like, and this loss, I don't care.
Yeah, you're bored at that point.
Yeah, I was like, dude, can we just not do this anymore? That was one time me and Bobo fucking played Soul Calibur, and I legitimately beat him 99 times in a row. And he kept going, like, let's keep going. He's like, you can't get better unless you take some losses. I'm like, I like your moxie, kid. Let's fucking keep going. I just kept beating him down, and I got really bored.
Well, that was a better attitude than I got to keep my dignity.
Yeah. Yeah, he needed that. He needed that win. I don't know what would have happened that night if he went home after not winning. It was really intense.
Yeah.
So those were some Tales from the Crypt. Fucking.
Did you play anything else?
Other than like Monster Hunter, and I've been playing Warframe every day.
As soon as the Monster Hunter event's over, I need to go back in and finish my quests. I can't play 2 endless games at once. It's not going to happen.
Speaking of Warframe, if you're like one of like the 100 people who have like subscribed to this channel because of that episode, thank you for subscribing. Yeah. That's the biggest growth we've ever had on the channel, which is crazy. Glad to see that many people are excited about Warframe. Really shows how big the community of Warframe has grown to the point where like I think it was last year we had a Warframe video, which is one of our most viewed videos, and we got a decent amount of subscribers from that. But this year, this video, fucking, I mean, it's been crazy for us. So thanks for sticking around after watching the horrible audio on that video. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because that's been fun. I'm still watching like the analytics on that video. And I'm just like, wow, people fucking love Warframe, and I'm glad our love for that game fucking translated because people are really a lot of comments. It's awesome.
Well, I'll say even because watching a video and it's pretty easy as soon as you hear something that doesn't sound sharp or whatever.
I'd bail.
Be like, someone else probably did this better.
If I watched us, I'd be like, who the fuck are these guys? I'm out of here.
Yeah, but you stuck around, you listened, and a lot of you did comment and say that you enjoyed the content and the conversation, and that's great.
Even the people brought up the audio, very nice about it. They're like, is it skipping at this part? Hey, do you guys know blah, blah, blah? No one's like, fix your fucking audio, noob. So, it's been nice.
Yeah. And I know it's been driving Seth crazy that the one video that kind of blew up the way it did was the one that hiccuped in our audio department there. So.
Yeah, fucking that's a funny fucking irony. This video's doing well. It's one of the only videos that has a big mistake on it. Oh, cool.
But yes, welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for the segue, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything cool happening in Warframe?
To me personally, no.
You're just hanging out on the ship, talking to Ortis?
No, I don't talk to Ortis. I let Ortis just blah blah in the background, but...
Chris, I imagine it's like 3 a.m. The soft blue glow of the screen is on your face, and you're sitting there just staring at the screen, just fucking going into those pixels, and fucking Ortis is like, hello, operator, and you're like, hello, Ortis. And you just talk to Ortis the whole time, and outside your door when people are going to the bathroom, they just hear you talking through the door, and they're like, I really hope Chris is okay.
No, I don't ever talk to Ortis. No.
And we're like,
I do sometimes.
Did you play Warframe? You're like, I lived Warframe.
I am Warframe.
I'll say Ortis
I am the
Ortis will
Warframe.
talk sometimes, and I'll just be like, shut up.
As soon as Ortis is like, up, I'm like, mute. Shut up. Ortis, I've heard you how many times now?
How many times are you going to tell me the same fucking joke, Ortis?
A few times.
Operator.
Did you hear that? What was that? Static fucking whatever? It was hilarious.
Cosmic background radiation is right.
Whatever.
I'm having PTSD again.
Yeah, no, I need to hop in. I need to finish.
CO2 and Ortis, man. They both do it to me.
What is it? The Chains of Haro. And then whatever else I need to get to the point. I need to get caught up in the story is what I'm trying to get to here as I'm choking on all my words. So.
I almost have Limbo Prime now. Been working on that.
So you get to be fancy both in appearance and in jewelry because you'll be all gold.
I want fancy Limbo.
Oh, if
I like
you played
Limbo.
with me, I've been saving all these relics for when you guys hop back on. A lot of relics have been saved up.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to get out of the fucking mines, though. I'm down in them fucking dwarf mines.
There's mines in Warframe. We got mines now.
That's enticing.
You're gonna make a pamphlet about it. The Mines of Earth.
If you like mines, if you like dwarven mines, you'll love Warframe mines.
Come to Eidolon and draw pictures in the rocks.
Instead of drills, we use lasers to cut ore out of the rock.
It's completely different technology. It's basically the same technology. much more alluring with these fantastic looking Warframes.
Tired of zapping rocks? Throw spears in the water.
Tired of being 2 feet tall? These guys are normal tall.
I think
Some
the
of them are
frames
extra
are
tall.
pretty tall. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty big. Anything else?
No.
Any other mines you've been in?
I think I visited the mines of Moria last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you made it back, so that's good.
I did.
I don't like to go in mines in real life. Freaks me out. I'm like, an earthquake's gonna happen. I'm gonna die in here. There's a couple episodes recently where I keep talking about cataclysmic shit. I think I need to stop thinking about that shit. I'm like, the cataclysm's coming. Fuck video games. Let's talk about survival, boys and girls. Do you know how to make a fire?
I do.
Well, all right. One of us will live.
I'm pretty sure if or at least me and you have watched enough survival fucking TV to make a fire at least.
Oh, dude, I've watched way too many fucking videos on survival. I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna, as soon as the fucking power goes out from like a fucking someone like bumped into a fucking power line down the street, I instantly turn into fucking feral Seth, and I'm just like, time to survive, boys and girls. Conserve water and rations. Anyone walks on our lawn, fucking warn them that they'll be killed.
I'm gonna eat you first.
You're gonna be my first meal if you walk any closer. Like, oh, I was just telling you that I was in a car wreck.
I'd rather not have neural brain disease.
That's if you eat too much. A little bit here and there, you'll be fine.
What is that called?
I looked it up recently because
Spondylocyphosis?
No, there's like it's like a kuru or something like that. Kuro.
it's based off a tribe.
Yeah.
Where they discovered it.
Yeah, because they're sitting there munching. That's close by. Fucking munching on their buddies, getting a little snack in, and then they're fucking
And then they get shaky,
laughing and crying to themselves and fucking twitching
and then you die.
breathing hard. All right, so anything else? Or we
We should get into these videos before we keep talking about random shit anymore.
Yeah, people watching this, they're like, dude, fuck video games. Keep talking about this crazy shit. I like watching 3 adult men just fall into insanity.
Can't fall into some place you already are.
Yeah. This is an easy route. It's nice and comfy. Don't want to go out of my box. So yeah, you ready to watch the video I have not told people yet? So we're gonna watch Marvel's Spider-Man SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con 2018 story trailer.
Yes.
And then after that, we'll be watching Final Fantasy XIV's Monster Hunter World collaboration, since we've already done the Monster Hunter World collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV. And then we're going to be watching the Uncharted fan film that has Nathan Fillion in it, because I think it's worth talking about. All right, you ready on Marvel, Chris?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. Action. All right, that's it. Buy it.
Hooray!
That's the story.
Yay! Love Spider-Man.
I don't know. Feels like the end of the world. Maybe it is.
How fucked up is this? This is an exclusive.
Peter Parker,
It's not
how
even
the
surprising
hell
anymore.
are you?
Look how good it looks.
The city is in danger. It needs our
Payday
help.
2.
All of our help. All right, well, call the play, coach.
Is that supposed to be
Gang of
Miles?
costume
It
nut
is,
jobs
yeah.
is
Yeah, I
taking the
think
city
so.
apart piece by
Looks
piece.
just like him.
Time I return the favor.
This is opportunity knocking.
Is that
You know,
Bobby
the closer you
Kotick?
get to them, the more you become a target, right?
Activision?
The closer I get, the better chance we have to stop them.
I've ordered Silver Sable and her team to shoot you on sight. This city's had enough of your vigilantism. You're officially an enemy of the people.
This is gonna be good.
Come on,
A
Peter.
lot of characters in it.
Yeah. Who's that girl?
I don't know. Just the amount of like production in this is insane. Like, it's crazy to get like a big Spider-Man game like this.
Yeah.
How do I call you? I mean, you have like a cell phone in your Your pockets or something?
Yeah, in your head pockets.
All right.
All right, that was a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Spider-Man.
I think it looks great. Insomniac Games, at least from what I've played of their stuff, I always like their stuff anyways. I think they handle gameplay pretty well. I mean, Ratchet and Clank, I think, plays real great. And it's just nice to see Spider-Man being put into a big budget game that looks like they actually give a crap about it. So
Yeah, the last time they did that was Spider-Man 2, the one that everybody loved. After that, they just took that same formula over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and made Spider-Man 3, which is awful.
yeah.
He ran like 60 miles per hour in fucking small buildings. Just running into walls and shit constantly. Stupid. I'm very excited for this. Looks very fun. Been excited for it since the beginning. And this trailer was very cool. It was nice to see some story elements. It was nice to see different characters. I like that Spider-Man's going to have other people to have a dynamic with. A lot of times in these games, you're just Spider-Man. You get the cool quips or whatever, so you get to go, I've read the comic books. That's cool. But it's cool to see that he's going to have a connection with people, that you're going to be able to get more personality out of the character that otherwise would just be kind of talking to himself while you're sitting there listening to him
Or
and
like
playing him.
Earpiece or something,
Yeah.
you know, where he's talking.
Well, there's a lot of different parts of that game where he was talking with those people, so it's kind of cool to see. Just more story, and all those cinematics look really well done.
Oh, yeah.
The mocapping is fantastic. They're going to be able to achieve a bunch of stuff because it's a video game, so they can do a bunch of stuff as long as they're creative, which it looks like they're definitely that. Like I said, Insomniac it is a very creative company, so you're getting some really cool cutscenes. We already know the gameplay is gonna be awesome. It looks awesome. So this game is gonna be fucking. Did you see the? I'm not even like I love Spider-Man like from when I was a kid, but like as of like being an old decrepit fucking on the verge of death guy from the crypt. I like it enough, but I'm not like clamoring for it. But the new PS4 Pro Spider-Man one
it's
is
gorgeous.
dope looking.
Yeah.
I was like, I already have a PS4 Pro. I can't get another one.
Yeah, it's really nice looking.
I mean, you could. You just don't need to.
Yeah.
This is true.
I really like my Monster Hunter one though.
Yeah, I want to.
But that one's fucking vibrant red. It looks sick. The controller is like its own like is like it's not like the red controller. It's like that red controller.
I'll say the controller's probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go with my decor, so no, I'm not gonna get it.
Oh.
Don't have a lot of red.
Fair.
Most people don't.
I know. My whole room looks like fucking the Matrix. It's just dark and there's just neon lights fucking turning different colors everywhere and shit. And there's cords everywhere and camera equipment everywhere. And then there's just be a glowing radioactive red PS4 over in the corners.
Slowly becoming a lawnmower man.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to enter the internet before someone allows me. I'm just trying to crawl in right now.
Yeah, looks cool. Story trailers are weird for me because like it's never enough to get me like super pumped, but it is nice to know that they're actually going and interact, like you said, interacting with a bunch of characters and stuff like that. So I think the gameplay trailer we saw at E3 though was big for me.
Storyline trailers are essential, but I think the gameplay ones are the more important ones because at the end of the day, it's a video game, so we want to know what we're going to be doing when we play the game. But just like movies, a movie that's coming out and has a really bad storyline trailer, like obviously they should all be storyline trailers, but sometimes they just kind of flash a couple things and they don't tell you what the movie's about. And those movies typically don't do very well, especially if you look at like the recent Blade Runner, which is fantastic and you should have watched it already.
Good.
Very fucking good. But they didn't tell anybody what that fucking movie's about. They just went Blade Runner, and people love Blade Runner like I'm gonna go watch that. But people were like, don't know anything about that. Like, well, I don't know what the fuck this is. And it didn't do as well in the theaters as it should have. So those storylines are really important to show. But like I said, like with a video game, you got to show that gameplay. But I do appreciate the storyline trailers when they show them later. When the game's just announced, and they do a storyline trailer. It's not as exciting, especially when they're showing cutscenes. So I get where you're coming from, because I'm like, okay, cool, like that seems interesting, but I need to know what this game's going to be like when I play it.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to be spending more time, hopefully, unless it's a Kojima game, playing this game than watching cinematics. So
Right.
yeah, it's an interesting thing how video games have different kinds of trailers they have to kind of showcase to get you excited for it. 'Cause if it's not a story-heavy game, they don't need a storyline trailer.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly it. What kind of product are they making? Who are they selling it to? Yada yada. The Spider-Man is going to be a lot trickier in that regard because there is story elements to Spider-Man, and there's also, you know, it's a video game, so it has to be gameplay mechanics of it, and then there's, you know, comic book fans, and so it needs to be true to all that stuff too, and there's just a lot of different demographics.
Well, and if we go like fucking 8 years ago and you're putting out a Spider-Man game, they would most likely just show the gameplay of it because people are going to play and they're going to know what to expect. But it's been so long since we've gotten like a big budget, awesome Spider-Man game that is important that these guys show off that not only are you getting an awesome, you know, top tier made game, but you're also going to be getting essentially a fucking Spider-Man movie. And any Spider-Man fan's going to want that.
Right.
Because anything you get when you're a fan of something, you're going to take. So it's like, oh shit, I'm going to get like a story of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and all these villains that haven't been in the movies yet and shit. Like it's important that they show that off. So I think that trailer did show that off. I thought it was a good trailer.
Yeah, it was.
Even taking away from, you know, the property itself, I thought it was done well. Had, you know, the good music and build and stuff like that. It got me stoked for it, so it did its job. Chris, what did you think of it?
I think a lot of the problem that games like this, where they have like a base like storyline that they're working off of, fall into this problem of like trying to create a game that's unique and not like completely like set in like storylines. You're replaying the story over and over again, but at the same time trying to stay true to the storyline. It's kind of like this really hard balance that a lot of games have had a lot of problems with in the past. And I don't know a lot of Spider-Man lore. He's not really like my favorite Marvel character story-wise. So I don't know how well this fits into the Spider-Man canon universe. So I hope someone else knows and can explain how well this is connected to everything that we know so far. The trailer overall was, I mean, yeah, story. The story is important, but I didn't really get much from it other than like there's Spider-Man, here's a couple other kids that he's working with, and all the bad guys from before, plus some I've never seen before. That's all I really got from it. There's not much really deep-wise for me, or at least from what I saw.
Yeah.
So the hype isn't really super big for me as far as like storyline goes, but I'm really hoping like gameplay-wise, from what we've seen so far, it looks really good. That's kind of where the hype is kind of carrying it through for me.
Well, and see, and I completely understand where you're coming from. But this trailer for me is almost like a complimentary trailer based off of what I have seen already. So it's almost like an extension of, we've seen a lot of gameplay. We saw the E3 video, and now on top of that, now we know that there is a story, and this is what the story is going to be like a little bit. And for me, the hype is just a carryover from what I've already seen. It's an extension to that. So I think they've actually released this trailer at the right time to be carrying that hype, because like I said before, if they would have shown this trailer first, I'd be like, okay, a Spider-Man game's coming out.
Right.
But you know, when they showed off the crazy gameplay, I was like, oh shit, we're getting like a really good looking Spider-Man game.
Yeah, Spider-Man's actually happening.
Yeah, and then they show this now. I'm like, oh, and it's got it's got a story that's going to be, you know, well thought out and choreographed and shit. So
Right.
yeah. Anything else you guys want to say on that?
No.
Give me costumes. All the Spider-Man costumes.
I think it's gonna have
I'm
costumes.
sure it would. It'd be weird if it didn't.
At the very least, the Venom costume,
That'd be dope.
the Black Spider, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Black Spider. Give me that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this new trailer? Are you excited for this game? Are you gonna pick it up? Are you gonna buy a PS4 for this game, since it's only coming out on PS4, which is really crazy to me? Seems like a game that should be out on everything. Get the fuck out of here, Fly. And yeah, let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Spider-Man.
The symbiote suit. That's what it's called.
Yep, that's. I would say when you said it the first time, I was like, it's got a name, but I'm not even going to attempt. I can't think of anything right now.
I'll say I've had one cup of coffee, so I'm not firing on all cylinders yet.
I ate a couple macaroons, which are delicious, and then some coffee. So I'm not running off anything right now. Hopes and dreams. That's what I'm running off of. Next video is Final Fantasy 14 cross Monster Hunter World collaboration trailer. This is for Final Fantasy 14, which is really interesting. I mentioned that earlier, but reiterating. And yeah, we're gonna watch it. It's 2 minutes long. Chris, you ready?
Yep.
I was about to ask you, what do you think about this? So, like, we already watched it. I already watched this. I'll even tell you all about it before we watch it. All right. 3, 2, 1, and go.
I'm excited already.
Especially if you're really in Final Fantasy 14, it's really cool to be able to get something that we're all fucking super passionate about.
And that it's a permanent addition to the game.
Oh, is it permanent?
Yeah, it's not a temporary
Oh, that's
event.
fucking cool.
It's because there's a level and story requirement to be able to even access it. So they wanted,
Man, Final Fantasy 14 is cool looking.
I
I really like how it's like kind of medieval, but Final Fantasy.
Oh, what up, kitty? Oh, apparently it flies all over the place.
Okay, so in Monster Hunter, when I saw Final Fantasy stuff, I'm like, this works. I'm watching this, I'm like, this is weird. To see Rathalos like fucking...
But it does feel good.
It's more of a contrast for me than the other one, which is weird. It looks good,
That
though.
looks good, yeah.
I want to do this. This is pretty fucking dope. This is weird.
Oh, it's awesome. I like that his animations seem to be the same too, which is
Go
good.
ahead,
Yeah.
try to get a drink.
Yeah.
I think the big weird thing for me is just because in the other one it's still Monster Hunter, so you're still jumping around shit, and this is like an MMO, so it's interesting to see Rathalos being fought in an RPG way.
You can mount it in this
You can
one.
mount the
that's
fucker?
dope.
They had. I remember one of the first times they added a quick time event to a fight in the game, so it was funny that they're actually using it. It looks like again.
It's animated well. Is this a raid or something?
It's
Or a
an
fucking
8-man
dungeon?
fight.
Okay.
But,
Cool.
yeah.
I wonder. Oogie!
That's
Does it
dope.
get pissed?
Oh my god, it's a mount.
What?
I want that.
That was the best reaction show he's ever had in the show. I haven't seen show react like that.
That's awesome.
All right, yeah. So what do we think? Thank you.
I think it's great. It feels. You know what the best part about this collab is? It seems like they're both parties are trying to make the other game feel like it's part of it as well. Because
Yeah.
I know in the Monster Hunter one, they're adding raid mechanics to that fight. So like the meteors will fall, they'll cool down, and then he'll cast Comet, and you have to hide behind the meteors so you don't
Oh,
take
really?
the damage. Yeah,
That's fucking cool.
in this one, they had the quick time event for the stabbing, and they also had the where Rathalos knocked the guy down and then rushed over to grab him type of thing. So
That-
really cool respect.
That
there.
is really cool because like you with Monster Hunter, it's nothing new, but like collabing and getting like costumes from other games, which is awesome. But it's always like, okay, you dress like you look like Ryu, like blah blah blah. But this seems like people sat down at a fucking table and was like swapping ideas. Like, okay, we're gonna take this, you're gonna take that. Well, what if this happened, or what if that happened? Like, you can really tell it's taking a while for this to come out because there is a cooperative think tank on this that they're coming up with these really cool ideas because both ideas in both games look awesome. Like, I want to try both of them. But seeing at the end, fucking, you're gonna get a Rathalos mount.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking sick.
I don't think I'd ride anything else after that.
I was excited about. They play that up really well too, because they showed the Poogie, and I'm like, oh, I love Poogie. I'm just like staring at Poogie, and then I saw the shot. I'm like, what the fuck's Rathalos? Get out of here! And then he fucking lands with the Rathalos. Like, he's on him. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah.
You get to fly on that thing.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Chris,
I'm so excited for this. So excited. It makes me want to play 14 again.
Mm-hmm.
Real bad.
Gotta finish the story.
Yeah. I'm really hoping they do some armor crossover, at least just the Rathalos set for everybody, and maybe some of the weapons, because like.
I think they
again,
showed
the
weapons
weapon-
at one point.
Did they? I didn't see any that I know
It was
that I
real
realized
quick.
were
So
from Monster Hunter. Because I know like the sword and board for Paladins, you could, or for Monster Hunter, the Jin set, it's just a big molten sword and shield, could easily cross over for Paladins.
Yeah.
There's some weapons that could from the game be brought in. Oh, it's so exciting.
no, it's awesome, and like I said, I've been wanting to play an MMO lately, and I've played Final Fantasy 14 quite a bit, and I like it a lot. I actually think it's one of the best MMOs out right now. But I was thinking about other ones I haven't played, but like just watching, I was like, maybe I'd play Final Fantasy 14 again, just because like. Every time I fucking play that game, I'm like, I don't know why I'm always hesitant to play this game. I play it and I like it. So it's weird. I have like this weird in the back of my head apprehension and be like, well, it's a Final Fantasy MMO. It's like a slow burning MMO. Do I have time to play that? And I play it. I'm like, this is fun. What the fuck's my problem? So seeing that makes me want to play it again because first off, like I said, I think it's a really good looking game, but just knowing that that's coming is awesome.
You got a journey to get to that though.
I can't get Rathalos.
You can, but you got to hit level 70 and have beaten the story.
That's the worst part. I like that there's a story. In fact, I love that Final Fantasy 14 emphasizes a story because it makes me, every time I play it, I'm like, this is the only MMO that feels like it could be a single player game.
It kind of feels like it a lot of times.
Yeah, because there's missions where it's like, you got to do this alone. I'm like, okay. And I don't mind that because one thing about a lot of MMOs is like, it's fun to play, but I'm not paying attention to anything because I'm just trying to get my gear and level. Whereas in Final Fantasy, it emphasizes story first before anything.
Yeah, the grind comes after the story.
Yeah, so it's just different. Whenever I think about that, sometimes I'm like, man, I just want to play or whatever. But that's the way they have it set up, and I actually don't think I'd prefer it in any other way because I think it really fits the name of Final Fantasy
For sure. And the storytelling is actually done really well, even though there's a lot of you could tell they draw out the story, to fit across, more quests because they're trying to keep you in the game to pay for more months or whatever. That's typical strategy, but
I can't handle them storyline fucking cutscenes where those little baby people are getting killed. I know they're adults or whatever, and they're little warriors too, but they're on the ground, they're fucking, and then they die and shit. I'm like, who the fuck's killing babies? How the hell can you do this?
they're not babies.
Have you seen these onion babies? They're fucking, you can't kill them. They got little mustaches. They come in all fucking proud sometimes and shit. I'm like, look at a little proud baby. How the hell are you going to come in and slap him down?
How couldn't you? Look at it, how disturbing it is.
They got their little fucking little mustache shit. I'm like, how that baby grow that facial hair?
They virtually walk with their legs out sideways, just map, map, map.
Yeah, they're awkward as fuck.
I love them.
You can keep them.
I love little onion babies. I don't like to see them hurt.
If I ever get into a lull where I'm not playing catch up in Monster Hunter and Warframe, I do want to play Final Fantasy 14. So
Yeah.
I just need to get caught up because Warframe at this point, I love the game obviously, but I'm mostly hopping in from most of the time to either get the new thing real quick or do the storyline. I'm not living in it as much as I was, which is mostly just because I have so many games. I got to play.
I'm going to create
a
martial art where you use your feet and your hands to play two different games at once.
Good luck.
Coming to you soon. I'll be teaching everyone the ways soon.
I think more people would be interested if you could just find a way to add a couple more hours each day.
That's a way harder fucking task. Trying to bend space and time versus fucking how to bend my body.
Time's a man-made concept. You could do it easily.
Oh god, let's not get into this fucking conversation. This is something I could talk about for days. Did everybody say their piece on this?
I only have one more thing to say, and I hope they add the emote for cooking meat out in the wild.
That'd be cool.
So you sit down and just roast. It does nothing. It's just
so tasty. I want that Poogie to get pissed.
Just headbutt you.
Well, it wouldn't be that far fetched because the little minions in 14 do have a lot of animations, and sometimes they interact with each other as well. So
I just want that thing to fucking just be chill while you're
like,
petting it, and then go, just fucking get in your face, and you're like, whoa, little bacon,
push you
bacon
over
boy,
and run away.
Little bacon baby, you need to chill out before we eat you. Play up a big game, but who's in control? I am Poogie. I was trying to sound confident, but I can't front like he can. Let us know in the comments, what do you think about Final Fantasy 14? Are you playing it? Have you played it? If you haven't played it, why haven't you played it? And MMOs. And what do you think about this crossover in general? And what do you think about what we saw in the trailer? Coming into Final Fantasy 14, are you excited about being able to ride a Rathalos? Poogie, how excited are you about Poogie in general? And yeah, everything else that was shown in that trailer, let us know what you're thinking about it. Last video we're watching. So for a long time, some people might not know who he is, Chevy, but a lot of people do. Nathan Fillion for a long time, actor who was in Firefly. People have wanted him to play Nathan Drake in Uncharted. That never came, obviously, but Nathan Drake is actually heavily inspired by Nathan Fillion in a lot of ways. in his mannerisms and kind of the way he looks. So somebody, a fan of the series, made a live action fan film and actually got Nathan Fillion to play Nathan Drake. So everyone who's been clamoring for that finally has gotten to see it. I've watched this. Have you seen it?
No.
Chris, have you seen this?
No.
Okay. So I just want to warn ahead of time before we watch this. I actually think it's really well done for a fan film. But there's a couple cheesy things in the script, but whatever. But it's pretty neat. Also, Stephen Lang plays, I think that's his name, plays Sully. He was the bad general guy in Avatar. The white hair guy.
Okay,
Yeah. So he plays Sully. He's kind of an odd one to watch in this just because I think he does a really good job, but he doesn't look like Sully. So, but we'll watch it and then we'll get you guys' impressions. But yeah, I just wanted to really emphasize how interesting this is because a lot of people after seeing this are like, why isn't this happening now? Blah blah blah. Nathan Fillion has gotten older at this point. Whoops.
Trying to create more audio issues.
Welcome to the channel. Fucking shitty audio gaming. Where I throw my mic across the fucking room. I probably get more subscribers that way. Like, this guy's crazy. We'll just watch it and you guys we can talk about it afterwards. Ray, Chris?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. It's not endorsed because they're already making a Tom Holland Uncharted movie where he's going to play young Nathan Drake. I don't know what to feel about that.
Alfonso de Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Already it's got a nice opening shot.
With the drone.
Yeah.
I could do this shot and lose my drone again.
It's amazing what people can do with drones nowadays. You can make like professional looking videos.
Dude, when I fly the fuck around, I'm like, I have what people had to spend thousands of dollars to get a helicopter to do in the 90s.
This looks like it's in Montana.
I assume it's California because, well, if you're getting Nathan Fillion and Stephen Lang to be in your movie, you're probably down in California. Plus, the house looks like some rich dude in Hollywood would own this place. But maybe.
Lo agarramos yendo a la frontera.
Did you get it?
No.
It's just funny to see the reception on Twitter. People are like, why isn't this happening?
I can see it.
I can see it.
His nose is different, but yeah.
Yeah.
In the flesh. Legendary treasure hunter. Explorer. Historian. Thief.
Whoa, hey. I think you have me confused with somebody else, pal.
The man responsible for finding El Dorado, Corvera, and Shambhala.
Oh, then yes. Okay, then yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Last night, an antiquities collector held a private auction in La Paz. A rare item of great value was stolen. An item my employer rightfully purchased. So imagine my surprise
This is
when
gonna
I
be difficult for
find
me 'cause I'm
out
really
that
bad
Nathan
at
Drake is in town.
commenting when I'm
Sounds
watching
like quite a coincidence.
Yeah.
stuff.
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I'm watching this like a movie, so I'm just like,
Tell me, what exactly is this?
It's a
That
trick.
is a compass.
A compass.
Perhaps we can use it to find this fella a haircut that didn't go out in the 90s. Am I right, guys?
It's got like hair plugs and a
You're a
mullet.
funny guy. Oh, where is it?
Look, I don't know what it is you're looking for, but I don't have it.
My employer He's not a man you want to cross.
It's funny because Nathan Drake was
You've already made him quite angry.
thought of through Nathan Fillion and how he is, but someone brought it up. They're like, it's really interesting what Nolan North has done with Nathan Drake over the course of 4 games, because he's become such his own character now that it's weird to watch Nathan Fillion try and be him. Though.
Right.
It's interesting to see that evolution.
deeply about you, young Eve.
Also, quick shout out for, Nolan North and Troy Baker on there.
Okay.
They got their own YouTube channel, Retro Replay.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see what those guys act like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those guys.
Who?
Somebody on Twitter was talking to Nathan Fillion. They're like, yeah, you did good or whatever, but I'll fight you for the role of Nathan Drake. And Nolan North is like, yeah, you guys are both really good looking, but he said something. Then he said it's from Nathan Drake himself, because Nolan North is him.
Look at that mustache.
Pulling up
Sully.
plans for the house now. Just keep those guys busy a little longer.
Easy for you to say. You're not about to get your finger removed from some fella named El Tigre.
I'm not sure that's the body part they're thinking of removing.
Chris's fucking sounds to this, or this is the best part. Just added fucking.
Oh, no.
Woo!
Oh, that's El Tigre? Thank God. Guys.
Whew. Seriously. You guys, you got me. You got me. I was well presented. I was scared.
And the interesting thing, though, too,
Have fun.
about a fan film is you can tell the person actually played the games,
Yeah.
Hey there, little
as
guy.
opposed to Hollywood
What do you wanna
productions
be
that
when you
won't
grow
even
up?
come this close.
That
So
kinda cash in on that
all
title.
the small things you're noticing are like, well, he passes, whatever. They're not going to get close to that with a Hollywood movie. They never do. Because it's not coming from a place of love for the game. It's coming from an established brand they're trying to sell off of.
What did they feed at you?
Come on.
It's on Twitter too. Someone's like, "Can this please be canon?" I was like, "It's a proof of concept. It's not." Well, I mean, what's the story you're adding here?
Right.
That it's just a segment. Like, it's showing he could play him.
Whoa, wait. I don't want to micromanage this thing, but I think you're supposed to be asking questions in between the punching.
I consider this a privilege, cabron. I hear there are many men who would pay a great deal to spend some time alone with you.
See, I wouldn't have taken this little guy as Latino. I thought he was more Asian.
That's what I thought too.
Got it. Second floor, southeast corner.
Tigre, Tusha. Algo no está bien.
I don't know how much money these people had and what experience they had in making a movie, but so far, even like the fighting scenes, they're so well done.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's kind of like hit everybody because they're like, "Well, fuck, this is a missed opportunity." Because these guys on a budget fucking did this.
Stop it!
Right.
Stop it!
I like how no one ever tries to get a hold of me until the phone's blowing up.
Oh yeah.
Nate, you good?
Oh, yeah. Ever better.
Well, it doesn't look like they're on to you yet, so just get moving. They seem
bigger
pretty
than you.
pissed about the bracelet.
Yeah.
Fucking binoculars bigger than he is.
My face wouldn't be
That's how you see up close.
Keeping it nice and warm for me?
Oh, yeah. Nice and toasty.
Somebody said this is Sully's
but what happens if those
brother
layers
who's been
aren't
to
there?
prison.
Corey said the intel was solid. Guy paid top dollar for him.
I think he does a
Hey,
good job, though,
$10
for
security, too.
him not looking like Sully.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Oh, Sully. You really need to check out this room.
Yeah, maybe on the next door. Hurry up, will you? Those guys gonna be on to you in a minute.
Oh, here we go. Alfonso Albuquerque's letters. Ooh. This guy's not messing around. He's got original copies dating back to the conquest of Malacca.
Yeah,
Here we
those
go.
days.
October
Those are the good
1511.
days.
That's right before they sailed back to Portugal on the Flor de la Mar.
Which is now sitting at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. I'm telling you, Nate, it's wild goose.
Yeah, wild goose worth $2 billion. The most valuable lost treasure in human history. Wait a minute. He's got a whole stack of letters from Ferdinand Magellan to Albuquerque. Earliest one is dated just a few weeks after the Flor sank. So, Magellan served under Albuquerque during the conquest, but history tells us that's the last they saw of each other. Unless... Holy shit, Sully, do you know what this means?
Kid, whenever you start doing this, nobody knows what you mean.
Fair.
Yeah, I was like, that's fair, because that's in all the games. He's like, you know what this means?
Looks like it's gonna have to wait. They found your friends. Get the hell out of there.
Time to go.
Where's your whip? Or grappling hook, whatever.
Is it Uncharted 4? Although it probably should be, because his age. Uncharted 4 is so good.
Graceful.
Oh, yeah.
Quite.
I felt that. Okay,
Nothing a
to
glass
go.
of bourbon won't fix.
just like old times.
That's where the edge of the screen starts turning red. Mm-hmm. Your luck's running out, bud.
That's the most appropriate sound.
The bulletproof Jeep?
Yeah, that's how they make them nowadays.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's why I want to buy one.
Yeah. So all the times you're getting shot at, you can fucking not get shot?
I do live in California.
That's true.
That's me.
You know, I always find myself amazed that you two are incapable of returning these things the way you found them.
Ah, we got the insurance. You did get the insurance, right?
I thought you did.
Oh, right. As promised.
Ooh.
Right.
So, we're gonna break this open. I feel like we're always breaking things open.
How about I hang on to that?
Hey, did you see this?
It's my stamp.
Well, I'll be go to hell.
A triangle?
Not just a triangle, it's a
It's
trinity.
the Triforce.
A trinity, oh my god.
That
of course.
scared me.
When
It's a
the Flor de la Mar
Triforce.
sank, it took 400 people down with it, but not Albuquerque.
Infinity
He was
Stones,
rescued
dog.
by another ship called the Trindade.
Portuguese for Trinity.
Exactly. Now, history is spotty on who captained it, but there was another ship called the Trinidad. Spanish flagship, famous for having been the first to sail around the world.
Magellan.
Holy shit.
Magellan captained the rescue ship.
Whoa. Would you look at that?
Could those be coordinates?
Fancy.
That was very
It
nice.
never made any sense. Why would Albuquerque, considered to be one of the most brilliant military minds in history, put his treasure on the Flor de la Mar, a ship that had proven itself time and time again to be unseaworthy? What if the reason no one has found the treasure of the Flor de la Mar is because the treasure was never on it?
It was on the Trindaje.
Exactly, it never sank. And Magellan and Albuquerque both knew it.
So what's this then?
Our next stop.
The thing I appreciate about the
I
fan-made
understand the
film as
weather
well is
in the Philippines
is that they
particularly
really
fine
show off
this time of year.
different aspects of the game, and they're allowing themselves pacing. Whereas a lot of fan films are always like an action sequence, where
Right,
they had
they get
that,
through
but they're
as
also
quick as
showing off
possible.
like as a proof of concept what it could be like if they had the ability to make that. All right, what do we think?
I think that's really good. I think it left off at a great spot where it's just like you're still like drawn into it, like you kind of want to know what's going to happen, where it's going to
Yeah.
go, which is really great for this kind of thing. Kind of get people invested into it and want to buy and pay money to help see where they could go with it. I don't know much about the Uncharted franchise, though. Unfortunately, I've never
So
played any of
good.
them. So I can't tell how authentic everything was. But as far as being like a fan-based film, and I don't know what the budget was or their experience filming, it does show that they know what they're doing, and it's done in so well that it feels like not quite like a Hollywood level movie, but it is not like made for TV movie. It's like kind of somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. As a huge Uncharted fan, like it was really cool to see this because there's always fan films that come out and you watch them and you're like, yeah, I appreciate like the love and passion and effort they put into it. Sometimes they nail, sometimes they don't. This is like the closest thing though I've seen to a fan film like really trying, or not trying, they have the resources or whatever, to recreate something from a place of just being like really big fans of something. And the thing I love about the most is this is people have wanted to see Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake for a long time, and I've always been like, I'm sure he'd be fine, whatever, but maybe they could find someone better. And it's been so long now that it is just cool that that people got it. They got to see him as him at the very least. So it just that for the fans aspect of it, I love. But I think they did a good job. There's a couple parts in the writing I thought was kind of cheesy when he's getting interrogated, but it's not a big deal. I can look past it. But for the most part, I thought like the humor was there because Uncharted is a serious, when it's supposed to be serious, series, but it's also full of humor because, you know, Nathan Drake's roguelike, so of course he's never going to take anything serious unless he has to. And I think they nailed that. The action was decent for a fan film. Especially him jumping out a window, like you wouldn't expect to see that in something like that. Cinematography was good. I think Nathan Fillion did a really good job, aside from a couple of the things where he was trying to replicate how Nathan Drake would say it, and he got close but didn't quite nail it. You know, he doesn't have to be perfect. I think he's closer than fucking 99% of people are gonna be playing Nathan Drake. So I think he did a really good job. Looked the part, haircut wise, clothes wise, all that shit. Stephen Lang did as good as I think he could do, or most people could do for Sully. I mean, visually, he just doesn't look like him. Like when he was talking at the end with his cigar, he looked fucking pissed, like he's about to knock someone out. And I'm like, Sully would never look like that. Sully's kind of like a fucking, hey, fucking, he should have a Hawaiian shirt on, because he always has a Hawaiian shirt on. So that would have maybe lightened
it a little more.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I was. The big reason I even put it on the show is because I was like, that was done really well. I'd like to see what people think about that, because as an Uncharted fan, I'm going to scrutinize something more because I love the property so much, and I think it's really good. I would love to. A lot of people are talking about it, and they're like, why isn't this a movie? It's like they can't do that now. They already got the Tom Holland movie in production. It's going to happen. He's going to play young Nathan Drake. I have no idea how to feel about that. But some people are like, well, what if they had Nathan Fillion play like older Drake later, or like, you know, maybe they can do like a multi-layered movie where you see young version and old version, even though it's going to be more about Tom Holland, so they can't do that. But when Chris was talking, I was thinking they could do like a fucking like a separate. You know how they have like the Lord of the Rings movies, and then they're gonna have like a series, which is supposed to be like the highest budget fucking TV series ever. Which I'm
Amazon's doing it.
Really excited to see. Hopefully they nail it. I'd love to see maybe like on like HBO or something, or like Netflix
or Amazon.
Just let those dudes get a budget, give them a fucking team of people. With Nathan Fillion, even though Nathan Fillion's on a TV show right now, so it can't happen. But I think that would work great as like a fucking serialized show.
I think it would benefit from being a show. And a problem I have with a lot of stuff, especially after seeing how well stuff like Fargo,
True
Detective, Daredevil, even. I think a lot of things benefit better from a long format a TV show.
Somebody's talking about recently. They're saying that we are getting now that serialized stories are really popular and they're nailing it. That what we're getting is essentially books visually. You have the time to invest. Hours and hours and hours into a story, which is awesome because before you got that standard of a movie's an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. If
you got to shove it all in.
And you got to shove it all in. And I would never want to see that go. I love movies. It's one of my favorite things on the fucking planet. But recently we're seeing movie quality shit in a longer format, which is awesome. Even Tarantino has expressed, he's like, I'm done with movies pretty much, but that doesn't mean I'm done with making like something that's serialized. And I'm like, I would love to see like a 10 episode series by Quentin Tarantino. That's 10 hours. That's a 10-hour fucking Tarantino movie, yeah, which is awesome. Like, and it's been proven. People are doing it now. Like, they're making like movies that are like multi-hour, like 10-hour.
Fargo is amazing.
Fargo is fucking amazing.
True Detective season 1 is amazing.
Is amazing. So yeah, like if they were to do that, I think that's the best way. I mean, maybe that's where video games, movies should be going is longer form because there's so much time we invest in games that just like books, you can't fit that in a fucking movie. They just try and go like, well, put the costumes on and make them look like the characters and add a couple scenes where people are like, oh, I remember that from the game. But the rest of it's all bullshit, movie standard storyline bullshit because they don't care about the game as much. So yeah, if you had that longer format, you could really dive in like the first episode into like a specific chapter of that game or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I've said it for years now too, is I'd love to see Ari Salvatore's books turn into TV shows because I think that's the only way it would work for them or for him as well. So
yeah, the only benefit you're going to get from like a movie is like the budget. You're going to get like a big spectacle with a movie, but with the longer format. I haven't read the books. I don't know how much detail there is, but yeah, if there's a lot of story there, I mean, I think making a series is a better prospect if you have the budget.
Yeah, well, because and obviously, like you always hear people like, "Oh, the book was better than the movie. The book's better than the movie." The book has more time to tell you a story, right?
I hate that argument though. They're different.
I agree. But I do also kind of get the aspect you're spending more time with that world. And I think TV allows you to do that as well. So I think that is the better medium because I would prefer to watch something myself than read. So.
Yeah. Well, and I prefer to watch things, but I like the art form of cinema in general because it offers things that books can't have.
Right.
I always have to argue that. I know people who read books will always get upset with that instantly, and then when we talk about it, they eventually get where I'm coming from. A book you're so invested with because you're there, you fucking invested so much time with the people, and you got way more information, so you learn to love those people over time. Just like games, you spend a lot of hours with these characters, way more than 3 hours. But in a movie, you have these scenes that have to convey something and are pre-planned and thought out in such an artistic way that sometimes you get scenes that are so impactful that like it hits you harder than a book could ever hit you, in my opinion. Specifically because you can put a score to a movie. You can have a visual style to a movie that is not interpretational. It is meant to be, and you watch it and you're just like, it's going to resonate with almost everybody who sees it. Just the right score building and hitting at the right moment with the right scene with the right acting and facial characterization shit is something that you just can't get anywhere else. So
it's the multi-level stimuli is what makes it completely different from a book. Like a book,
exactly.
Like you said, read it, you're there, but the multiple stimuli of having the visual and the audio cues combined together is just something completely different. I love books. I read a shit ton of books.
Yeah.
And there's a major difference between books and movies. Like I read books and I'll feel sad, but if I watch a movie, and they have the right score to it, I will cry.
Oh yeah,
I'm not afraid to admit I will cry.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm like a junkie. I one of my favorite things in movies is like tragic shit. 'Cause I love the emotional build. And I love the cinematic stuff you can do with really sad moments or really intense moments. And I've read books or whatever. Like I'll read like books about real events, and I'll read it and I'm like, I feel something. I'm like, holy shit, this is devastating. But like I'll see it in a movie with the right fucking score, and it's just overwhelming. Like just like the human aspect, I'm just like, holy shit. Like we're talking about movies now, but like I'm just like in that moment like a slave to the scene. It's so good. I can't stop watching. And so that's kind of the difference. We're way off topic though. Movies and books are both great, and they both offer a lot, obviously. And I think the in between is serialized shows like Game of Thrones, stuff like that. If you get people who treat it like a movie and don't make it cheesy like the show on Fox. I've seen some shows try and come out that were still kind of dorky feeling, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this for fucking more than an hour. So yeah, I think with games, because I think games lend themselves somewhere in between movies and books, but definitely the time investment. If you're spending more than 10 hours in a video game with a storyline, you're in book territory at that point. I think that's one reason why video games resonate so well with people. It's because you're getting both. You're getting the time investment, if the story's good, of a book, but you're getting the visual styling of a movie. So I think the only thing that, if you're going to adapt that to a visual medium, is something that can take on that time frame. Otherwise, you're, like you said earlier, you're trying to cram a lot of information into something that you really got to start. If you're going to do it efficiently, cut out the fat that can't be there to make sure that all the important bits are there.
Yeah, and then you don't get the same feel all the time. The only other thing they can really do with movies is just make up their own story, which people tend to have problems with as well. So it's kind of a hard situation to win.
Yeah.
Not that it can't be done.
I still like the Silent Hill movie. Oh well.
So do I.
Yeah, it's got some dorky parts.
It's got some dorky parts, but it
feels
also
like Silent Hill.
It's also got some authenticity that most video game movies don't have.
Yep.
And it has the fucking soundtrack from Silent Hill, which is huge because it's one of the best soundtracks fucking ever made in gaming.
And I brought this up
Yamaoka is my
before
boy
too, but I think the Warcraft movie was also well done. Now, it had some bad acting and it had some cheesy dialogue, but it felt like Warcraft.
I think that about a lot of movies, though.
Yeah.
People are just really extra because they at this point they're so used to video game movies. They're expecting them to be bad that they almost want them to be bad.
Yeah.
They're looking for the bad shit. I'm like, dude, I can watch almost any movie and tell you some bad fucking shit about it. So I mean, a good video game movie is gonna come out eventually, and it's gonna fucking blow everyone out of the water. It's gonna do the same thing the Marvel movies are doing now. And then you'll forget that there was a bunch of shitty comic book movies back in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Dark Ages.
Yeah. Same thing with video game movies. Did you say what you thought of that?
No.
Okay. Say that real quick so we can end this.
Well, and it will be really quick. I liked it. I also I'm somewhere between Chris and you. I have played a little bit of Uncharted, but not enough to be like a diehard fan. I do appreciate everything Naughty Dog does. They get better and better.
They're my favorite.
I usually watch you play large sections of these games or the entirety of The Last of Us. But yeah, it's cool. And the one note I wanted to bring up there is you could tell it was a fan project based off an American IP because it's still on the internet.
Why would it go somewhere?
Because Japanese,
Shots
it would have been
fired.
pulled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They would have been like, you can't use that, pulled, and then take it down.
Yeah, they're really... Yeah, there's a lot of freedom there. Because, everything... I mean, any of our videos that have anything from a Japanese... Fuck, we might get something for that Monster Hunter Final Fantasy video.
Maybe. Though Square seems to be more relaxed on that.
Yeah, it's Nintendo and a couple other people.
Capcom's really bad.
Whoever has Code Vein.
Bandai Namco is awful,
Yeah, anytime we post any videos by any of those guys, they're like, nope. Well, we don't monetize anymore, but still, it's like, you have copyrighted shit in this. We're going to take money from you. I'm like,
what money?
Have it, dude. Have the pennies. You can have the pennies. I don't care. I'm just posting videos for fun. Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Let us know in the comments what do you think about Uncharted in general. If you haven't played those, play those, please. They're fucking fantastic. But what do you think about this fan-made film? What do you think about Nathan Fillion finally getting to play Nathan Drake? Did it work? Did you go, well, that wasn't as good as I hoped? What do you think about Stephen Lang playing Sully? What do you think about What's-Her-Face playing What's-Her-Face? What is that character's name?
That was a dangerous sentence.
What's her face? I don't know. I don't know the actor or the fucking the girl's name for some reason. Why can't I remember her name from the game? Yeah, what'd you think about her though? What'd you think about the action? What'd you think about everything that had to do with that fan film? If you wanted to see that turn into something, would you want to see a movie? Would you want to see a series come out? Or are you just like, nah, they had their chance, fucking bring on the Tom Holland fucking Nickelodeon for kids movie or whatever the hell they're doing. Let us know. We didn't get the Mark Wahlberg movie though, so fucking thank you, internet. Everybody bitched about that so much and it got killed. It should have.
Yeah.
Because originally they had some asshole director who's like, we're going to make an Uncharted movie. And in our Uncharted movie, it's going to be a family of like thieves or whatever. And they're known around the world. And no one fucks with this family. You know about these guys? You don't fuck with them. They mean business. And then they're like, Mark Wahlberg is going to fucking... That's Malkberg. Malkberg is going to fucking... play fucking Nathan Drake, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's ridiculous. So we didn't get that. Everybody bitched about it, and they should have, because that's literally like find something that you love, whether it's a baby or a dog, and let someone just take it and wipe their ass with it and hand it back to you and ask for money,
and then pee on you,
and then pee right in your face and tell you to say thank you.
Some people do pay for that,
but most people don't. Not
sure.
kink shaming.
Some people would pay for that movie.
Exactly. Fucking all wraps around. But most people wouldn't want that. And we didn't want that, and we're not getting it. So fucking good job, internet. We got that, and we got fucking Battlefront 2. Good fucking revolt against that, too. And yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of TastyCast episode 70. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my stream and Chris's streams on Twitch and mine on this channel as well at Tasty Senpai, all one word. That's me. And Chris is Tasty_fruit. Hit the notification button to know when we go live. And we're on Discord down below if you want to talk to us anytime, all the time. And if you want to listen to us as opposed to watching us right now, I don't know why you do that, but you can on iTunes and Spotify and all that other shit down below as well. And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us, come do that at YouTube and type in Tasty Gaming and you can watch us.
And also apologize to the people who are listening for the long bits of silence during the Uncharted.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they fell asleep. I guess I'll take a nap too.
Too busy watching a short flick there. So
yeah, right. They're just fucking like, oh, this is fan. I've never listened to a podcast where we take group naps. Let's take a group nap, and they fell asleep at the wheel. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Chris.
Until next episode, which will be Tuesday for Taste Tuesday, doing it all over again. Have a great weekend, guys, and take it easy.